if you ever want to do a reading and you didn't know what question to ask, I'm going to show you how to do an energy reading, okay? Just for your day, whatever it might be. And there's two ways you can start, okay? And before we go into the tarot. And what you would do, one way is to use today's date, okay? And the date doesn't really mean anything. It's just a way to come up with a number to get an energy for something to read off of. And so today we're hitting at February 25th at 2026. I'm not going to add the time, but you could if you wanted to. And all you're going to do is add these numbers together. Super simple, okay? So you have a 27, right? So the 25 plus the 2 is a 27. And that then equals a 9, because 7 and 2 is 9. And then you're going to add in the date, the year, which is 2026, and that is a 10. Well, I didn't know that because I've been doing a lot of these. So just bear with me. And that gives you a 19. And then a 1 and a 9 equals a 10, which goes back to a 1. So your energy for today, if you're going to do it this way, is a 1, which is the magician. And so what this is telling you, if you're going to do a reading like this, is that you already have all the tools you need to move forward in life, right? You're the magician. You need to trust in yourself. And if you do that, then things will be very well, right? Because the magician also represents the bet in Hebrew, which is the house. And in the house, you have every tool you need in order to create and prosper. All you gotta do is open the door and walk out with your creation to expand it and grow, right? That's one way of looking at it. Now, another way is you can grab some dice, any dice, 2 dice, 3, whatever you want. And we'll just use 2 dice for now, because that's why I feel like just doing 2, make it easy math. You can use 4 dice to get up to 24 if you want to. We're going to do 2. And here you have a 10. Isn't that wild? I think about that. I just roll these dice, and the universe trying to tell us something that our energy right now, you need to look at, ignoring the date, is a 1, because a 10 is a what? It's a 1. So that means it's the magician. So now what you need to do is you go ahead and grab your tarot deck, okay? You're going to shuffle it a little bit. Just, shuffle it around. And we're not going to care about reversals here. It has nothing to do with that. What we're going to do is, once we shuffle it and we think like, yeah, this is good, I'm going to knock on it 3 times. That's just how I do it. I'm going to cut the deck. And I'm going to grab my crystal here and clear the deck real quick because I'm doing some readings on this. My stone. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. I think it's clear. Energy is good now. And we're going to look for the magician card in here. All right. So we're going to turn it over and just scan for it. And again, we're not doing reversals. Okay, so there's a magician. Now, the way we're going to do this is, whatever is behind the magician, actually, if you want to follow the tutorial on this type of a spread too, it's on my website, wordofthetwist.com, and go to spreads, and you'll be able to find it there. Or you can look for here. It's called the release spread, something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, the magician card is the energy we need to have, and how to maintain that energy. We have to let go of something, and we have to embrace something else. So the thing behind it is what we have to let go, because holding us back from really finding our true potential, the 1, and we have to embrace whatever's in front of it so that we can really use that energy in a very positive way. Okay. And so the cards we have, it's wild, is the Fool and the 3 of Hearts. The 3 of Hearts. I'm thinking of Norman, because I was doing some Norman earlier. It's the 3 of Swords. I almost said spades. See what I'm saying? That's where my mind's at right now. So what this is saying is that in order to really hold on to that, or to embrace that magician energy, you have to let go of always taking a risk, always doing what you want to do. You got to have a little bit more structure in your life. Okay? That's what you have to do. What do you have to embrace? The hard times that break you sometimes. Because if everything was easy, then everybody would be doing it. But because you are the magician and you hold all the tools in the world in your hand, and you're the connection between the upper and lower world, the subconscious and the conscious, you have to learn to deal with hardships as they fall in your lap. Because this card here is not an emotional card, it's a mind card. And the mind is stabbing the heart, and the rain is pouring down. So it's a very heavy card. It's messing with your mind. It's breaking you, but that you have to embrace. You have to embrace that brokenness so you can just grow and take off like a rocket ship, right? That's how you can utilize every tool you have in order to move forward in life. That's how I would read it, right? So that's how you can do an energy reading of the day if you want to. If you don't have a question, you're trying to figure something out, that's how you would do it. Now, another way you can do it too, I'll give you another quick tutorial here in the same video. Let's just say you said, well, I need to have more self-nourishing to my life. I need to take care of myself a little bit better. Well, that card is going to be the Empress. So what we would do is we would try to find the Empress card in here. And when you find the Empress card, you're going to say, well, now I got to let go whatever's behind it and embrace whatever's in front of it. And the reason why I picked the Major Arcanas for the center card or the theme is because the Major Arcana is really around your soul. It's the big things in life, where the Minor Arcanas are more around I call it the daily tasks or the daily things in life, right? They're like your life cards, where the major are your soul cards. So we're going to go ahead and just jam through here and find the Empress. Okay, and she's right here. And so what you're saying here is, so again, the question, you're asking yourself, like, well, how do I get more self-care? How do I take care of myself a little bit better? How do I put my boundaries up a little bit more? Well, what you got to let go of is trying to look at things differently all the time. Stop trying to sacrifice yourself for the benefit of others. Hangman, right? That's one way of looking at it. Now I look at this card as looking at things in a different perspective, but again, it's in the position to let go of it, so it becomes the shadow side of it, right? And so when you read this together, you're saying, like, I have to stop, being that door to let anybody else in. I got to shut it. So the self-sacrifice, I can't do that no more. I got to worry about me in order to embrace that Empress energy. And I have to then what? What do you have to embrace? You have to embrace the wheel of fortune, which means that you got to let destinies happen. You got to let things fall where they may. What goes up must come down. What goes down must go up. And you got to remember that everything's a cycle, and you have to just roll with it. And again, you see in the cards here, you have these books with nothing on the pages and saying that you can write your destiny, but are you willing to? And that's the only way you can move forward in self-nourish. You got to tell yourself, I am important, and I got to be the one that moves myself through this. I got to let the universe take the course. I got to believe that good things can happen to me. The good things will come my way, and that 10 becomes 1. I can embrace the opportunities. That's another way you can read this. If you want to go a little deeper into this simple, little spread here, just, your card of the day type of thing, or your energy, I call it the energy of the day type of thing, use numerology to add together. So what do you have here? You have a 12. Let's write it down real quick. So we have a 12, right? Which is the Hangman. And that has a 10 in it too. So the Hangman is all around a 10 energy and a 2 energy, which is what? Well, a 10 is cycles and the 2 is decisions. So in order to have a new outcome, you got to make a decision, because the 10 becomes a 1 and the 2 is a decision you have to make. Plus the 3, which is your Empress, which is now a 15, right? Plus the 10 equals what? Equals a 25. Okay, so again, you have a 2 energy in the 25 and a 5 energy. The 2 energies are around decisions. You got to make a decision whether you're going to be always self-sacrifice the 5 or you're going to become free. Close your door and take care of you. And that then becomes the 5 is your 7 energy, and the 7 is a Chariot. So if you want victory, you have to learn to put boundaries up and close your door. Because if you don't, then the 7 becomes self-deception. You're only deceiving yourself, thinking that you always got to be there for everybody else. Because you don't. You got to be there for you sometimes. Anyway, that's the quick little tutorial I have for you. And if you're interested in a clarity check where you're trying to do a spread and you're stuck, head over to wordswithatwist.com, book a reading. And at the very bottom, I have something called clarity check. And what you can do is you can upload your cards and type in your reading what you thought it meant or where you're stuck at, and I can help you with your reading. I would do a video and send it to you and help you find the deeper meaning within the reading that you're working on. Okay, lack of better words there. And then if you would like a reading for yourself, an energy check-in or something like that, or even just like a quick diagnostic to see how I do read, wordswithatwist.com, first diagnostic, and I have a few openings still for not paid, but paid readings get priority. Anyway, that's all I got. Until next time, I want to see each of you in my next reading. And again, thank you for sitting with me here on Word with a Twist. All right. Bye, everybody.